night, wherever you're watching from all over the world. It's another live stream, and this live stream is about, you know, natural hair growth tips, of course, and also we have a bonus Q&A session for you. So let us just wait until the others get on here. So while we're waiting for them to get on, I must need to say, you guys are being so awesome. We are 55,000 subscribers. You guys are just amazing. Thanks to those that always share my videos, like, subscribe. Welcome to all our new subscribers, as a matter of fact. So happy that you're here. Welcome to the Newport Naturals family. So without further ado, let's jump into what this live stream is really about. So the first ear growth tip I want to talk to you about. Let me position this camera a different way so you guys can see and hear me clearly. There we go. Much better. Yeah. So go ahead and type your question in the chat. Hi Colette, welcome to the live stream. So the first hair growth tip I want to talk about, it's not the most important. Well, it's no in no particular order, I should say. But the first thing I really want to say to you is that you need consistency. What consistency does is, ensure that you get to the goal that you want to achieve. Everybody has different goals in terms of hair. Some persons just want healthier hair, some persons want longer hair, some persons want fuller hair, thicker hair, and that sort of stuff. Whatever your goal is, you have to be consistent in whatever method you're using to accomplish those goals. That's the first thing I want to say. The second thing is, when it comes to natural hair, moisture is key. So if your moisture game is not up, and by the way, do not wait until your hair is dry for you to actually moisturize the hair. Try and moisturize your hair once you feel like your hair is starting to get dry. I hope that makes sense to you. What moisture does is help to form a barrier against, the harsh weather, and also to nourish the strand. That way, you'll be able to retain length. Why especially natural hair needs moisture more than straighter textures is simply because our natural oil, which is called sebum, doesn't get to travel down to the strand that easily, simply because we have a lot of coils and kinks and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that you're putting that moisture on there to make sure that your hair is nicely moisturized and lubricated. Thank you, Nika Rose. Hi, Robin. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks to the 11 person that gave the live stream a thumbs up so far. You guys are so awesome. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Della. Hi. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to all of you. Hi, Colette. Hi, Tita. Welcome to the live stream. I'm so happy that you guys are here. So another tip that I want to share with you is also tip number 3. Gentle styling. When I mean gentle styling, I know there's a lot of trending styles that look really good, but like styles that put a lot of attention on the hair, they're super neat, which is good. You want your hair to look neat, but be gentle on your tresses, under your hair with care, and that's just gonna go far into or will your hair thrive. Hi Marilyn. Thank you, Marilyn. Right, that's gonna go far into how your hair thrive, because our hair is really delicate. It breaks easily, especially the more coily your hair is, the more prone it is to breakage, simply because where the coils are formed, where the coils are formed, those bonds are much weaker, and with that weaker bond, the hair breaks easily. I hope that makes sense to you. So do gentle styling. I know you guys say, oh, it's protective style, but there are different types of protective styles that you can try without pulling out your hair or leaving too much tension on the hair rather. Tip number 4 that I want to share with you as well is still relating to protective style. When you do a protective style, try to make sure that you're able to take care of your natural hair underneath it. In other words, still moisturize your hair, still wash your hair if necessary. Some persons keep their protective style longer than others, and as a result of that, they don't really try to wash and deep condition and all that jazz. My main protective style that I use is usually braids, and when I have my hair in braids, whether my scalp itches or not, I try to clarify my hair, because, well, more so the scalp than the hair. Sorry about the baby in the background. More so the scalp than the hair, because your scalp is where the hair is really growing from. You want to make sure that your follicles are really clean, they're not clogged, and you want to make sure that you have healthy scalp. What a lot of built up can actually do to your scalp is cause some irritation and you don't really want your hair to be growing in that environment because that's just fostering weak damage here. The number 5 tip that I want to share goes from inside out. Like this should be number 1. Like I said, I'm not giving you the tips in any particular. I'm just sharing with you as I go along. So I really want to talk about diet and exercising. Eating a balanced diet. If you're not nourishing your body, better if you're eating healthy, you're growing healthy hair, and then when that hair grows out of your scalp, you're responsible for moisturizing it, nourishing it, strengthening it, and stuff like that. That is power right there. So you don't want to be just focusing on taking care of your hair outside. You want to focus on taking care of it from the inside. Our body is just awesome. If you're not getting enough nutrients, if you're not eating balanced diet, then your hair is not going to be the one that actually get most of the nutrients. Your hair is going to deteriorate over time. So that is very important. Exercise is also important because if you're not exercising, well, let me say this. When you do exercise, it stimulates blood flow to the follicles, and the follicles stimulate hair growth. So when you exercise, your heart pumps blood around the body, and that blood flow helps to nourish your hair better. So if you have not started doing exercise, I am encouraging you exercise. It will do wonders for your hair. Drink lots of water. I'm sure you've heard these tips over and over again. And for those of you that have not heard it, like you want to hear so many people repeating the same thing over and over. And so many people with beautiful, healthy hair telling you the same thing over and over, if it makes sense. But like the first tip that I share with you, you have to be consistent. Consistency is actually what makes everything else work. If you're not consistent, if you're drinking water today, you don't drink none for tomorrow or a few days, and you're going to be dehydrated, and eventually you probably die. Depends on how long you take to drink the water. Same thing with your hair. You have to be consistent. Yes, I know sometimes we get a little bit lazy, but make sure when you're getting lazy that your hair is really up in a protective stand and it is protected from, harsh weather and all. Another tip that I want to share with you, tips that I've shared before, be gentle with your hair. Like most of the breakage that happens when we that happens with our natural hair is during the takedown process. So when you wear a protective style and you're ready to take it out, that's when a lot of breakage happen. And that's not what you want. So if you're wearing a protective style, so say like 2 weeks to a month or even longer, and then at the time when you're ready to take it down, you are incurring a lot of damage, a lot of breakage, you won't be retaining length. And that is important. For length retention, in order to retain length, you have to minimize the amount of breakage. So you want zero to, minimize to down to zero breakage, and that's how you'll end up retain your length. Hi, Marilyn Warren. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Faith. Welcome to the live stream. If you're just joining us, hi, Rabella. How are you? How are you, my darling? Welcome to the live stream. So if you're just joining us, I'm just sharing with you some hair tips because it's been a while since I, communicate with you guys. And also there's a bonus question Q&A session after I finish giving you a few of the tips. I won't be giving you all in one video or all in one live stream because I want you to get the opportunity to ask questions, and very soon, like you all have 5 minutes because I have to go somewhere very soon. But I value this moment with you guys. Yes. All right. So, who's gonna pop the first question? Hi, Irene. Welcome to the live stream. Hi, Asia. By the way, thanks to the 21 person that gave the live stream a thumbs up so far. You guys are super duper awesome. So I'm waiting on. Hi, Bonita. Hi, Pam. Right. So it's now your time, guys, to ask question and share your concern as it regards. Sorry, I'm just picking my hair. As it regards to thank you, Bridget. Your natural hair. So Faith is asking how to grow 4C hair without weave or added hair. Girl, it's very easy. I've grown out my 4C hair like several times, and I've grown it to waist length without using weave or added hair. First thing, you want to understand that 4C hair needs less manipulation. The manipulate your 4C hair, the less comb the less brushing, the less, styling overall will be your biggest, achievement when it comes to 4C hair. The next thing, 4C hair tends to be really dry, really coily. For some persons, I'd recommend, stretch your hair. When I say stretch your hair, sorry, I find a knot. When I say stretch your hair, I don't mean blow drying all the time. I simply mean like doing bantu knots, doing twists, doing braids, doing African threading, whatever means you can find to actually stretch the hair. Even if you want to blow dry it every now and again, that is still fine. But keep your 4C hair stretched. That will help you to retain length as well. Because when your hair is coily, like coil on itself, it tends to give you, breakage during the detangling process. So you want to be. So another thing, when it comes to 4C hair, so I mentioned protected styling. Protected style. Try not to manipulate it. Keep it moisturized, but also pay attention to the type of products that you use on your 4C hair. Products really fall under the category of hair porosity. How you choose your products is not necessarily because of the hair, it's also because of the porosity, but also, because 4C hair is so coily, you want to use products that has a lot of slip in it without, using silicones and parabens and stuff like that. I hope you understand what I'm saying. That will help you more, to detangle, to help to keep it moisturized and hydrated. That way, whenever you're ready to handle your hair, you don't suffer much breakage. I'm trying to get that way. So if you don't hear me answering your question, Marilyn in the chat should ask as best as possible because there's a lot to you. Thank you, Andrea. All right, Marilyn. So in order for you to stop breakage, you have to first determine what actually caused the breakage to start happening in the first place. When you know the cause of the breakage, like what's happening with the hair, then you're able to stop it. For example, sometimes breakage are a result of, using harsh products on the hair. It can be as a result of dryness. It can be as a result of, certain medications that you're using or certain things that you're doing to the hair. So many things can cause breakage. When you can identify like this is what is causing my hair to break, then we can fix that. But in the meantime, if your hair is breaking, I would suggest the first thing that you do is go ahead and do a clarifying shampoo. If that is not the issue, like if you clarify your hair regularly, try to figure out whether your hair is dry. Sometimes persons here are protein sensitive and that may cause breakage as well. I'll suggest that you really go to a professional that knows about hair to really assess your hair and treat you or diagnose you based on that. Because in order for me to tell you, I'll definitely have to see, touch, and feel your hair to know exactly. And you have a lot of split ends, I suggest that you cut them off because it's just going to continue breaking. We have never used clover water before. Right, Marilyn. So that's awesome. That's actually awesome, Marilyn. So if you have been braids for 3 months and you don't touch your hair, you're not in the mood to comb your hair, that is still a good protective style. Your hair won't suffer a lot of damage before because of that. That's that you're not manipulating your hair while you're feeling depressed or anxious. Andrea wants to know how often to wash her hair. Andrea, that totally depends. It's totally dependent on your lifestyle as well as your scalp and hair condition. But as a rule, say every 2 to 3 weeks, you should be able to wash your hair. Some person wash your hair every week, some person every month, some person every 2 weeks, some person wash your hair every day. If you have 4C hair, do not do that. Don't wash your hair every day. You don't need to wash your hair every day. But if you have, like, for example, a scalp condition, like your scalp really itches and flakes, I understand that. For person that work out a lot, like now I'm working out a whole lot, and I realize that my hair needs washing more frequently than before, and that's why I try to keep it super sweaty and then it's smelly. So I have to wash it more often. So based on those situations, you judge it based on your lifestyle. But on average, 2 times for the month is fine. Hi Abiola, welcome to the live stream. Looking for the other question. Right, so naturally, is asking if I oil my scalp, and if yes, what do I use? I do oil my scalp, but I don't do it all the time. When my scalp need oil, it depends on what my scalp need. Sometimes I'll use my black Jamaican castor oil. Sometimes I'll use my oil blend, which has rosemary in it, as you know, different type of oils mixed together that I need. Some concoction. Other time I'll use, I'm trying to remember the oil that I use sometimes. Pumpkin seed oil, that's it. Yeah, I'll use pumpkin seed oil on my scalp at times. But I don't oil my scalp every day. Sometimes weeks pass and I do not put any products on my scalp. Why? Because I don't know if you can see how greasy my skin is. I have an overly active sebaceous gland. That is the gland that release oil or so Michaela is asking, would you recommend micro braids flats to retain length of short 4C hair? Yes, Michaela, I would recommend doing micro braids to retain your length on your 4C hair. But while I recommend it, please be careful during the takedown process. If you're going to install micro braids, you want to make sure that you redo your edges. Depends on how long you're going to keep the style or you intend to keep this for. But make sure that you're redoing your edges to protect it from breakage while you're taking down the protective style. But that's an awesome way to regrow your hair. Hi, Keon. Welcome to the live stream. Alright, so Keon is saying that she has single strand knots and what would cause that. Alright, so Keon, when it comes to single strand knots, a lot of things can cause it. If you're constantly wearing your hair out, like have your ends out all the time, that can cause single strand knots. Also, this can cause single strand knots as the hair gets dry. It's just the friction can cause it. Rubbing against your clothes cause single strand knot. There's so many things that can cause single strand knots. So my assumption is that what you that try to single strand knots, it's best you actually cut them off because your hair are healthy. All right, thank you, Antonia Paul. What is your hair's porosity, Connor? Tita Connor? Because when you find out what your porosity is, it's much easier to keep your hair moisturized. Just on how often shall we use a hair mask? June, as often as you wash your hair, deep condition it. Simple as that. So if you wash your hair like twice for the month, deep condition twice for the month. However often you wash your hair, follow with a deep conditioner. Unless you're doing like mostly co-wash, I could understand that. But once you're gonna use a shampoo, baby girl, deep condition. Sandy's asking if I use water. No, I don't. I tried it before. I have not continued to use it. You're welcome. So Nita is saying my question. So Vicky is asking me if you can oil your hair every day. You can, but you don't necessarily need to do that. The hair, that's gonna put too much stress on the hair and weigh the hair down. You don't need to oil your hair every day. So Kay Ellis is asking how she can keep her hair moist on the braided extension. Use an applicator bottle and add moisture to your hair underneath. Use your moisturizer and your oils. Have you seen a dermatologist, Retildo, about the irritation that you're getting? I know you're using a medicated shampoo, but have you seen a dermatologist regarding your scalp? It could be that your scalp is dry, as well as sometimes even these medicated shampoo, they're a bit harsh and they can make the problem, even worse than before. You're welcome. Alright, so guys, we're just out of time. I promise this another Q&A session with you soon. Hopefully sometimes next week. I am trying to get into a routine with you guys. I can answer most of your questions because I do not have time most time to, actually answer today. So that you got valued from this live stream and that you actually learned something. And thanks to the first one person that gave the live stream a thumbs up. You guys are super duper awesome. Until until next time, remember Jesus loves you, so be very good. Bye. You, Joy.